Hi everyone and welcome to Germany for Student channel. Today is lesson number 31st of A2 level of German language course, and today we are going to cover topic of passive in German in past tense. This is the continuity of passive in German. In the previous lessons we talked about passive in German in present tense, and today we will talk about passive in past tense. We know that in passive sentences we have to make use of werden verb, and in today's lesson we will see the conjugation of werden verb in past tense. So let's see first what will be the conjugation of werden verb for different subjects. If the subject is ich, the past conjugation of werden verb will be wurde. For subject du, which means you, it will be wurdest. For sie, which means second person formal singular, wurden. Er, sie, as third person singular, wurde, wir, wurden. Ihr, second person plural informal, wurdet. Sie, second person plural formal, wurden. Sie, which means they, and the past conjugation of werden for they or sie in German language is wurden. Now let's have a look at the active sentences in past tense in German language first, and then we will see how to convert these active sentences in the passive sentences in past tense. If I have an active sentence, der Hund jagte die Katze. The dog chased the cat. Here, subject of sentence is der Hund. At second position, we have used the past form of jagen, which means to chase or to hunt. And object of the sentence is die Katze. This sentence is in active form. Now, in order to convert this active sentence into passive sentence, what we have to do is to take the object of active sentence and make it subject of the passive sentence. So die Katze will become the subject of the sentence in passive sentence, and it will come at the first position. Die Katze. Then we have to use the past form of werden verb according to the subject of the sentence. Now the subject is die Katze. So for die Katze, werden will become wurde, or the conjugation of werden will be wurde. Then comes form Hund. Form is the short form of von dem, because Hund is a masculine noun and von is a dative preposition. So the dative definite article for a masculine noun Hund is dem, and we have used short form of von dem as form. And the last position of the sentence will be for partizip zwei. So jagen has partizip zwei form gejagt. Let's take another example. In active sentence, der Dolmetscher übersetzte den Brief ins Deutsche. The interpreter translated the letter in German. Now, in this sentence, der Dolmetscher is subject of sentence and den Brief is object of sentence. Now, in order to make passive sentence, we have to convert the object of the active sentence into subject of the passive sentence. So den Brief will become der Brief. Now den is changed to der because in the active sentence, den Brief is used as object of sentence. Object of sentence is accusative case, and accusative definite article for a masculine noun brief is den. But when we use it in the passive sentence, it will become subject of sentence. Subject of sentence is nominative case. Therefore, we will use definite article from a nominative case for a masculine noun brief, which is der. Der brief. At second position, we have to use the past conjugation of werden verb, which is wurde for der Brief. Then comes vom Dolmetscher. Again, Dolmetscher is a masculine noun and phone is a dative preposition. So the definite article for masculine noun Dolmetscher form dot dative case is dem and von dem is changed to form. Ins Deutsche will remain as it is, and at the last position of sentence we have to use the participe zwei form of verb, which is übersetzt. Another example in active sentences: Der neue Schüler antwortete auf die Frage. The new pupil answered the question. Now let's convert it into passive sentence. Auf die Frage wurde vom neuen Schüler geantwortet, which means the question was answered by the new pupil. Now, auf die Frage comes at the first position, and we have to conjugate then werden according to the subject of the sentence, die Frage. So, for die Frage, the conjugation of werden is wurde von dem neuen Schüler. Schüler is again masculine noun and von is a dative preposition. So von dem becomes vom, and in dative case, if we use an adjective, we have to use en at the end of adjective. So neue becomes neuen Schüler, and geantwortet is the participe zwei form of antworten that comes at the last position of the sentence. Active sentence: Die Kinder fanden den Ball wieder. The kids found the ball again. Now, die Kinder is the subject of sentence. Finden is the German verb, and we have used fanden because it is in past tense. Den Ball is the object of the sentence, and wieder is the prefix of wiederfinden. So wiederfinden is a separable verb, and this is the rule that we have to put the prefix at the end of the sentence. So wieder is coming at the last position of the sentence. Now, in order to make the passive sentence, we have to take the object of active sentence and use it as subject of the passive sentence. So den Ball is changed to der Ball. Again, we have used the same rule that we have used in the sentence above, like den Brief. If a masculine noun is used as object and we want to use the definite article for that, it will be den. But in passive sentence, we have to use ball as the subject of sentence, so it will become nominative case, and we have to use definite article from nominative case for masculine noun ball. So der Ball wurde von den Kindern wiedergefunden. Von is dative preposition again, and Kinder is a plural noun, and we know that if we use a dative preposition for plural noun, then we have to add an n at the end of plural noun if it is not already present in the noun. And here Kinder has no n. The last alphabet is R. Therefore, we have to use an n at the end of this plural noun. And wiedergefunden comes at the last position of the sentence, which is participe zwei form of wiederfinden. Now, let's have a look at those examples where we use man as the subject of the sentence. So, the first example is man informierte ihn nicht rechtzeitig. One didn't inform him in time. Here, man is the subject of sentence, and then comes verb which is informieren, and the past form of informieren is informierte for the subject man. Then comes object which is him, and him in German language is ihn, which is the accusative case, nicht rechtzeitig. Now, in order to convert it into the passive sentence, we have to take the object of active sentence and make it subject of passive sentence. In passive, in will become er because er is the nominative case of in. Then comes wurde, which is the past form of werden for Subject nicht rechtzeitig informiert. Wurde nicht rechtzeitig informiert. He was not informed in time. Active sentence, another example, man begann 7 Uhr mit der Vorlesung. One started the lecture at 7. Now, in order to convert this sentence into passive, 7 Uhr comes at the first position, then comes wurde mit der Vorlesung. Mit is dative preposition, so irrespective of whether it comes in the active sentence or it comes in the passive sentence, we have to follow the same rule. And last position is for the participe zwei form of beginnen, which is begonnen. 7 Uhr wurde mit der Vorlesung begonnen. We can also say it, mit der Vorlesung wurde 7 Uhr begonnen. Active sentence, another example, man zog diesen Pullover niemals an. Passive, dieser Pullover wurde niemals angezogen. This pullover was never worn. Now, diesen Pullover is object of the sentence in active sentence, but if we want to use it in the passive sentence, we have to convert it into the subject of sentence. So subject of sentence is nominative case, and for pullover, which is the masculine noun, we have to use dieser. Dieser Pullover, then comes wurde niemals angezogen. Angezogen is the participe zwei form of anziehen. Another example in active sentence, man beachtete das Verbotsschild nicht. One didn't pay attention to the prohibitive sign. Verbotsschild. Verbotsschild mean prohibitive sign, like any traffic sign which prohibit anything, like no parking, etc. Now, in order to convert this active sentence into passive sentence, das Verbotsschild will come at the first position. Then comes werden, which will be used in the past form. And for das Verbotsschild, the conjugation of werden verb in past is wurde nicht beachtet. The prohibitive sign was not paid attention to. Now, this is how we can make passive sentences in German language from the active sentences in case of past tense. I hope that you got an idea about how to make passive sentences in German language. It's not an easy topic. You have to understand it and practice a lot in order to understand it properly. It is the end of lesson number 31st. See you in the next video. Bye.